Thursday, look at Thursday. Ain't even Thursday, I'm rocking her mix.
So we are back with another one, guys. I know you've probably seen this car before. It's a 05 or 04 Honda Accord. And I've worked on this car in the past. And it's time for another maintenance. So, 3.0 VTEC engine right here, Honda. Just took off the cover. I'm waiting for the fans to turn on to find out if it has a fan problem. But it just could be that noise that she's hearing right now. And I think that's either the power steering pump or the alternator is making noise again. Definitely feel the vibration here. I feel the vibration here also, so I don't know which one it is. But I think we could worry about that later. Anyways, so customer is complaining that the car is not driving the same. She's hearing a noise every time the fans turn on, and that's what we're waiting for. And then she's also getting some cringing noises as she drives. Oh, I didn't even see this hit. But she's getting some cringing noises as she drives. I just drove the vehicle. The vehicle drives great, but I do notice that the engine is struggling to breathe. Right? So what we're gonna do is, I checked the engine oil and I see that she had a tag, a tag right up here. And it says that she just got oil change, right? So I called her and I asked her, when did she get it? She said about 2 weeks ago. I said, when did your problem start? And she said about a little bit after the oil change. And what I noticed was, there you go. Sounds normal. It could be this. Oh, it's hot. Should have known that. Yeah, I hear it. You hear that? There's something pressurizing wrong in that system. And I think it's the thermostat, guys. Okay. She told me that after a while the car would get hot and her heat meter would go above normal, which is not above right now because the fan just cooled it down, I guess. And then she would hear a certain noise. Alright, so I think that's the noise that she was talking about. And it seems like it's a coolant issue. Yeah. Definitely seems like a coolant issue. Alright. So now that I look at it, it gets even more complicated as we go. Alright, so the oil was wrong. It was 10W30. Her car takes 5W20. I told her that was a media problem. You don't want to put 10W anything in this particular car. It needs as much air and much room to breathe, and that's the first problem, right? And then I get on and I open it up and I see all this oil right here. So there's a leak somewhere above it. And the leak is coming from her valve cover gasket, right? So that needs to get replaced. And if you're replacing that, you might as well change the spark plugs, but I'm not gonna do that today. I'm just gonna change the valve cover if we have it. All right. I'm gonna go and get the oil with a new oil filter, but I don't know, man. I don't even see a new one. I think it might be in the back. Oil filter might be in the back. Oh no, they didn't do no oil change, man. They changed the oil, but they didn't change the filter. Look, let me look at that filter, y'all. Where's it at? Right there. It's black. So you know they didn't do an oil change. That's sad, man. Oil change spots be taking your money. So they mix the oil with an old filter, and this is why the car is having a problem breathing. That's the first problem. Right? Second problem is you have a valve cover leak. So your oil is spraying out. So you're losing oil over time. Alright, third problem is that I believe that thermostat is either stuck or it's opening too late, one or the other, and that's why the fans is making that noise. That's why the fans is turning on and it's pressurized and making a pressurized noise. Alright? And then, to top it all off, as I'm driving the car, when I press the brake at a red light, it kind of shifts left to the left. So I think she needs a wheel alignment. I'm going to do the wheel alignment first before I decide to change any parts down there. But this is a pretty big job right now, man. It turned, and then I got to clean the throttle also, just cause to get throttle cleaner for that. So it went from one little problem to now multiple things. Definitely turned into an extensive job just now. So let's go get the parts and handle this. And then look. Yep. So she needs a new radiator fan also, man. I don't know, man. It's turned into a crazy job out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. I want to show you, for the most part, this car drives great. I like it. But the customer always feels, you can feel a difference when your car's not driving the same, So I kind of push it and drive fast, slow, brake hard, just to see what I hear. And I think I got a pretty good understanding of what's going on with this car. So we bought a bunch of parts. I'm gonna replace them, man. Now I know what you're gonna say. STP is not always the best. Honestly, it isn't. But this is just like a test trial right now. If everything works good, then we know it was the oil that was the main problem. Wow. She's talking about noises like that. On bad roads, you're gonna hear it more, and that's because she needs those shocks and things like that in the front. So I already explained that to her. I went with the STP deal right here, $32.99. I got the air filter, the oil filter, and the oil. As you can see right there. I was gonna go for the Valvoline, but then I would have had to spend an extra $15 on a filter, and it's still STP. So what I did was we're gonna do a cleaning. We're gonna clean the engine. I just put fully concentrated fuel injecting cleaner in the engine, so it should take a little while to go through. I got a new filter, new air filter. We're gonna change the valve cover gasket. I'm gonna put new oil and clean the throttle. I don't know how much more air this car is gonna need, but I think that's gonna fix the problem and do the job. And then we're gonna go and get a wheel alignment just to make sure that pull goes away. If the pull continues to happen left and right, she needs a new rack of pinion or she needs a new tire rods. And that's a different job in itself. So we're just gonna work on one thing at a time. Okay, y'all, so first issue we had to do was change these old rotors. She's been getting a squealing noise, and I told her that I'm pretty sure this rust in that is making all that squeal. So that was a good change. And here we go. Not an easy job, man. There's a lot of little tools that you need for the rear brakes, so I never really recommend doing it. We can take it to the shop, take it, but there's a lot of shit that I need, just to get this one side done. Okay, so the rear rotors is done. Very, very tight, stiff. This is all gonna shave out when we start driving. All right, you see a yellow mark right there already, and that's from the old brake pad. But I don't know. I didn't see no e-brake on the inside of this. So I don't know how the e-brake is actually working on this Honda. I gotta double check on that. She definitely could use some new shock absorbers. So how to change that, something simple. one screw, three in the top, drop it down. So that's our next goal on this one, but done with this one side, let's get the other side done. Show you the other side real quick. About to get it done. You saw the old ones right here. Damn, it's kind of blurry, but don't get it out as much as I can. So this is the old one. When the car starts slowing down, you hear like a whistling noise. So I told her it's possibly this. Now that I see it, she needs to get new shocks, front and rear. So we're definitely doing suspension up next, but make sure this is not bent, touching anything, and we're gonna just replace it. And it's pretty simple, guys. 14 millimeters, two 14 millimeter bolts on top and bottom. Take out the whole thing, and then technically there's screws in here, one in here and one in here, but this one doesn't have it, which shows me that somebody replaced this before. The screws are not necessary, like completely, but I like it just to make sure it's aligned and it never goes side to side when you're driving. Like kind of like that. So, I mean, what else can I do, right? To the brake job, we gotta get into the engine, man. Oil, some filters, gaskets. First finish all that up real quick, and then take it to the wheel alignment spot. Said, man, this car felt like it couldn't breathe. And look at this, y'all. Do I know what I'm talking about? As I pressed the gas, it just felt like it couldn't breathe, and look, it's problem number one. Oh, yeah, you know it. Let's see a new one right now. Show you how a new one, how a good one is supposed to be, man. Look at the difference, y'all.
He didn't have to have Luna, that's okay.
Look at the difference. Now we're here doing this valve cover. So I removed the 3 coils. Got 2 screws, 3 screws to remove this bracket off, with this wiring harness off. And now we're directly on to this. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. That's has to get removed, and then this piece comes out. We have to make sure we don't break it, Rusted, look at that. Woo! So try not to crack it or anything like that. Put it right back in so I don't worry about. That's an air valve, so going into the intake. All the extra, I guess oil. I don't know, the air out the oil, whatever it is. So, anyways, those 4 screws and this whole cover comes off. Pop this one out too. It's the oil. And there's a screw right here that I'm not sure. Oof, burned myself. I'm not sure what that is. I don't like all this. I don't like all that. So, whatever, we're gonna see. And guys, I am tired. Almost done though. Finally got this off. I had to take out the intake a little bit just so I could see enough of the screw. And now we're gonna replace all this, clean all this, whatever we can, put it back on, and do an oil change on this so I can have nice fresh oil in here. But this is the gasket itself that we're just changing, that's leaking from. And then we're gonna also change these gaskets here because one of the sides was already burnt, but internally it looks great. So we're gonna just keep it like that. The thing I do like about replacing parts is different colors is that when they come in different colors, you actually notice, obviously this is black, I'm putting in the blue one, so it's gonna be a big difference. Even the blue tops, the inside pieces are black, but that's going right in here. And then look, what you do is you gotta follow. I could put it this way, but I gotta follow how it is already. It's the opposite way, so that's how I'm putting it in. Pop it out with a screwdriver, pop it in. All right, so as you can see, I'm already putting the new one in. I cleaned it as much as I can. All right, the gasket is there. You'll see it in a second, but I gotta put these pieces in there. All right, so finally cover's back on. That's what I was talking about. See the blue on all the rings. See the blue on the bottom. That's how you know it was replaced. Obviously the back is not getting it done today. We'll leave that for another day if it starts giving problems, but I'm not really fucking with the back right now. We still got to do a full tune-up on the spark plug, so when I do the spark plugs on the back end, I'll just fix that valve cover at the same time. That's where we at now. We're just putting everything back together, guys. And officially we stopped that leak that was down there. That's where it was coming from, the valve cover. And technically what we gotta do is do a cleanup on the engine. But we're not doing that now either because I don't get paid for that. But, you know, little by little. Okay, guys, back to square one right now, man. Put it back all together. I just gotta put a couple of things, you know, little clips back. Make sure everything is on correctly. Oh, look, see, I gotta fix that in a second. But for the most part, we're done right now, man. We're very happy with it. All the tightening of these two. See? And final step is adding the oil. I just wanted to show you, you know, look at the little parts and that we did. I mean, it seemed like nothing, but it's all important. This right here, the lady told me that she had an oil change 3 weeks ago. This is impossible, guys. On top of that, this oil filter was stuck in there, meaning that it hasn't got changed in a while. And this oil is too black. So all those bullshit mechanics out there doing fake oil changes to get some money, shame on you. But this is what's happening. And I already knew instantly once it said 10W30 and this car takes 5W20, I knew they did a bad job. And there's the result. So we're gonna put some new ones. Now, STP again is not the best, but we're gonna put the right oil, see how it dries, and then do an oil change maybe 3 weeks or a month from now again. So right now we're done, man. The job is finished. Just fill up. All right, and I just wanted to show you. So that's black oil, and this is brand new oil right here in the cap. I don't know how that happens in 3 weeks. So to my knowledge, it's very impossible to do the oil change. Let's do the oil change with purple oil. But this is what we're putting in right now. And I know the car's gonna drive so much better, especially with the air filter removed and changed, the gasket replaced. Definitely gonna be a good job here. All right, guys, so back to square one. Everything is full here. Everything is connected. Everything is good at this point. I actually didn't tighten this one up. Do that right now. And then we're gonna turn this on. All right, guys, and it's on, man. Sounds good. I can smell it already. I'm gonna take on this test drive and hopefully everything is good. All right, and last stop of the day, guys. My boys just did a wheel alignment at Sosa's Diagnostic Repair over here in Williamsburg, man. Broadway, Wallabout. The guy's doing a test drive on the wheel alignment, and we done for the day, man. What a day. Whole video. Here I am. My back is killing me. So we in the car. It still has a squeal on the rotor. More than likely it's gonna be the metals, the hardware kit. I'm gonna have to replace that. And that's pretty much it, man. So we still hearing this little squeal. Right, and I literally just changed the rotors for that squeal to go away. So I'm hoping that if I rev it enough, that it'll go away. And yeah, I don't like that noise. It's definitely driving better, guys. Woo. Yeah, that squeal gotta stop for sure. I'm gonna ride with it right now, but more than likely tomorrow I'm gonna have to take out that hardware kit. I'm just gonna buy a new hardware kit. Let's see if I can get it from AutoZone. And replace the hardware, and then we should be good. If not, it's the caliber. So, but what an extensive job, man, it was. I stopped talking because people start staring at you and shit while you're talking to yourself. So, I spent the whole day doing this car. I did a lot of things to it already. Wheel alignment. We did an oil change. We did a valve cover. Gasket replacement. We changed the air filter. And I changed the rear rotors. A lot to do, a lot done in one day. Tomorrow she wants me to do the fan. Is a fan that's broken. She wants me to replace the fan and the thermostat. And then I'm gonna do these brake hardware kits. And this car will be done. And then I have to recommend that she does her entire suspension. You could see the shocks are not that good. I mean, they bounce. The bouncing is fine, but as she drives, I can see the bar moving, and you know. All right, so I'm gonna show you how good it's doing. Driving real good, actually. Nice and smooth. Just something quick, you know. You don't got a lot of space in New York to drive fast, so even if I go to the left lane, it's gonna back up. I hear that squeal? That has to be one of the brake hardwares touching the rotors now at this point. So gotta replace those.